Rich Laster with biweekly.com, and this is Blunt on Business. Today, to wrap up our series on things you need to be doing this summer while your competition's at the beach to get ahead, today we want to talk about misprioritizing leads. I'm going to jump into 3 things. You might get a couple bonuses. If you miss them, you will catch them by visiting our blog, blog.growexpand.com. Easy button. But I really want to walk you through this because there is no way you can afford to continue to run your business by luck. Okay, look, we're going to jump right in. If you have any questions, the chat is open if you are live with us on YouTube. If not, the notes are there if you're visiting later after this broadcast has gone live. The number one thing to do to avoid mislabeling and misprioritizing your leads is making sure that your leads are properly scored inside your CRM. Rich, what are you talking about? Well, lead scoring is not complicated at all. What you need to know before a prospect becomes a lead are the very things that sales looks for as they begin the sales process. So this is where you can tell from the door if sales and marketing are communicating with one another. I'm going to say if this is a problem, they're not. All right. Marketing should be speaking to the attributes and the stages of the buyer journey of the ideal client profile. If marketing is doing that, then marketing knows the attributes of a high scoring lead. A high scoring lead is someone who matches the ideal client profile. Someone who has a need for the offering, the product, the service. Someone who, these are the 3 things. This is how you score. I'm giving it to you quick. It's exhaustive in the blog. Go read it if you want. Comment there if you got questions, or come back here. Listen, so 1, are they your ideal client profile? 2, do they need what you offer? If they're your ideal client profile, they need it or they don't. They are definitely who, if they needed it, it would be a fit for. Be clear on this. Just because they're your ideal client profile does not mean they have a present need. Okay? I'm not going to get all hype and emotional and beat that up, but I need you to understand that. But out of 1,000 leads, Rich, 100 were definitely our ICP, but we've only sold 2 accounts. Well, there's some sales issues in that scenario. But what I need you to understand more than anything is, out of 100 people, if you only sell 2, you're selling, the way you're communicating the value of what you offer sucks. That's 1. 2, maybe it doesn't, and there just wasn't a need. So 1, are they your ideal client profile? 2, is there a present need for what you offer? 3, is there a budget for what you offer? There are startups that always need sales and go-to-market help. There are startups who can't even afford our $1,700 strategy roadmap. And that's no judgment, but I mean, You gotta stand somewhere. Okay? People who are always bending for everyone else find themselves in the poorhouse and unprofitable. So when we are scoring a lead, we are scoring a lead based on the attributes of what a client looks like. Okay? Where are we doing this? Number one was scoring leads properly. Where are we doing this? I'm so glad you asked. You're right on the ball. We are doing this in our CRM. At growexpand.com, we customize Pipedrive CRM for businesses under 20 million in revenue because it does everything you need if you're a business under 20 million in revenue. AI generated reports because I know you don't have time to figure out how to generate a report. And I'm not always going to be there to hold your hand. I get it. But I want you rocking and rolling every day without hating the software because it's not tailor fit to your business and what you have to do. So when I say make sure, number two, to not mislabeling or misprioritizing the leads you're going after. Technology is everything. Where your prospects and your leads are concerned, your CRM is where all of that lives. All right? If you are using an Excel spreadsheet, get on my calendar. You can't afford till tomorrow. Call me. Like, really? Oh my God. Like, come on. Because this is the tail end of July. In 30 days, some kids will be going back to school. In 45 days, all kids will be going back to school. You have hours. You don't have days to waste. Sneak off to the beach on a Saturday. Yeah, it'll be traffic. It'll be crazy. So what? If you need to be at the beach that bad when you know darn well inflation is killing your business, then you know that now is all you truly have. So when we talk about technology and enabling your sales process and your sales effort with technology, I'm talking about making sure we are what? Labeling leads properly. We are scoring leads properly. We're in our CRM. Those pipeline stages serve a lot of purposes when we customize them for you. Out of the box, you won't get this at all. Okay, you will never buy a CRM out of a box that has a lead scoring tab. No. So take control. Take control of your life. You hear a lot these days about being nice. Fuck that. Be kind. Be kind. Everybody deserves kindness. Niceness is a little bit too much. You paint a target on your back for the gaslighters and the con artists. No. Be honest. Be direct. Don't be too curt. You know, post-COVID, everybody's feelings are hurt. They're not like you and I. Feelings have no place in business. It's like crying in baseball, right? But let's get back to the things that I really want to help you avoid. So one, we helped you avoid, right? Not scoring your leads at all. We covered that. Two, technology, CRM. If you cannot afford a CRM at all, you're going to use the free version of HubSpot. There, I said it. It's for it to actually be functional, it's going to cost you roughly 8 times what the software we use is going to cost you. So once you can afford to pay, call me. If you need free, HubSpot has a free version. Bells and whistles are expensive as beep. Okay. Number 3. So number 1, are we scoring leads properly? Before a prospect becomes a lead, are you really moving a prospect to a lead and you know it's a -3? I'm going to say no, right? But it happens. We've seen it happen. Listen, I won't beat you up about it. Let me take a look at the live chat, see if we have any. We have no questions right now. So we're going to jump right to number 3, and then I'm going to let you get back to work. Number 3 is we want to refine, crystallize, and perfect our understanding of our ideal client profile as if Warren Buffett is ready to invest in your company. You know, Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger dot every I, cross every T, and they want to know if you're doing it already, right? That proves that you're leading the company well, but you've got your finger on the pulse. Understanding your ideal client profile is not something that's done once and forget about it, okay? Things change, environment changes. Those of you who are B2B focused companies, your ICP is changing. Why? A large number of companies in the B2B space have tightened the belt and gone lean. What does this mean? This means that where they could, they installed AI instead of people. Where they could, they installed robotics and machine learning instead of people. Where they could, they laid off. Okay? If they didn't see clearly and immediately in this reactive mode where it impacted top line revenue, sales, or bottom line revenue, operations, operational efficiency, chop, chop. So when you're looking at your ideal client profile, their psychographics are changing. What's important? Well, I'm scared. I don't know how these tariffs are going to affect the company. We do use 2 warehouses and the warehouse sector is going a little nuts. Or, you know, business is okay, but our investments just seem a little unstable. You don't know what's going on in their head. How do you fix that? You do touches. If you're a client of mine, we've had this conversation. The greatest number of diamonds that most business owners are ignoring are in their CRM. When's the last time you called and said, do you know anyone else who can benefit from what we do? Simple, straight, clear, direct, bada boom. That's it. So I want you always, 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 this is the bonus. This is the bonus. This will set you apart from 93% of Americans. Correction, humans. I want you always curious. Engage with curiosity at all times. Assuming you know the answer will quickly come back as arrogance and hubris because there's always room for you to learn something more. What you learn new, I want it to be a note in your CRM. Everybody say CRM. Yes. Hallelujah. I need you to not be a 93%er. You can't react. You can't feel. You can't think you know. You can't assume. You can't perceive. You must engage with curiosity. You are now the founder of Toyota Motor Corporation. who built his business on the 5 whys. When you don't know something, when you're not sure, I want you to ask why 5 times. Ask why until you get complete and total understanding, 360 degrees. That's the bonus. So when we're trying to avoid mislabeling and misprioritizing leads, so in other words, we're spending time on all leads when we really should be spending priority and giving priority to those leads likely to convert. You made some assumptions there. You bought a lead list from somebody you really like a lot. Oh my God, great guy, yay. How old are the leads? Rotting is a real thing. There are companies that develop and generate leads. Okay? That lead is warm for 36 hours after that person responded to whatever click here, or you understand what I'm saying? You're buying cold leads. Understand that. Understand that. So when you are scoring them, you have too little information. Rotted time is rotted information, and rotted information should be treated like an ice cube. You don't know what's in the center of that iceberg. You are an explorer. You are going to dedicate the time and effort to finding out. We just covered the 3 priorities to understanding how to value, how to track, and how to identify leads so you know where to spend your time and effort and money. I'm Rich Laster with growexpand.com. We are the revenue growth architects. We have salespeople if that's what you need, but we find that before we ever talk about selling, having a plan to do so successfully needs to be in place. If we can help, we'd love to. Follow us on social media at growexpand. We're all over the place. Now a word from our sponsor.
A bit about our company. We produce strategies and deploy experts to grow your business revenue. The success of our clients is a direct result of the 25+ years of sales and marketing experience of our founder, Rich Laster. We take the guesswork out of increasing your revenue. Our reputation is built on results, not another roll of the dice with your marketing budget.